So here I'd like to show you some basic tatting techniques. So what tatting is an old lace making technique involving a shuttle, and here it has some cotton thread on it, and this is actually the same thread as used for this little flower motif. So I'm going to show you how to do a basic ring. So first you have some thread loaded onto your shuttle. You pull, I don't know, looks like about 1.5 feet free, and this just clicks. You just unwind like this, or if you're winding the shuttle, oops, you wind it like that. So it's just the plastic with enough tension in between that it won't let the thread escape. Okay, so using your left hand, you're going to form a ring going around your fingers. So first just pinch the thread between your thumb and your index finger and leave a little bit of a tail, because that's going to get woven in with a tapestry needle later, just like we do with knitting or crochet. And then you're going to wrap the thread around your other fingers clockwise and create a ring. And then you're going to hang on to the shuttle with your right hand. So a double stitch is what each of these little stitches are. You'll see as we work this, and it's made up of 2 motions. So the first half of the double stitch is this. You're going to need to kind of pivot and use the smaller fingers of your right hand, if that helps, to go under the thread. And then you're going to go under the ring like this, and then open up that loop that was just created to grab the shuttle. So you'll see you're creating that kind of loop. And let me undo it and show you again a little differently. So you kind of pivot, you go under with the shuttle, and then this big loop, you need to bring the shuttle down through it. Okay, so then it forms this loop that you see on the ring that's around your left hand. Now we're going to flip the way the threads are sitting so that the loop now will be part of the ring and it'll be sitting on the shuttle thread. So you do that by loosening the tension on your hand, but pulling with tension on the shuttle. So you'll see, just focus on this part right here and you'll see it's going to flip. There. So now this little half knot that we made is sitting on this string versus the ring, and that's super, super important. So that's the first half of what is called a double stitch. So I'm going to kind of wiggle this along and move it so that's right under my thumb so that I can hold on to it and keep it tight. Second half of the double stitch is actually a little easier, is that you use the shuttle to go down into the ring and then through the loop. So sorry, this is twisting a little. So now same thing, loosen your tension on your left hand, tighten the shuttle thread. So right now the loop is sitting on the ring, but I want it to sit on this thread instead. So keep my left hand loose, pull on this one, and there, it popped so that now it's sitting on this thread. And then gently tighten, and that is a double stitch. So you see it kind of looks like a little pie sign. So it's got 2 little legs and then a bar on top. That is a double stitch. Okay, I'm going to show you again how to do another one, because when you make rings like this, you usually do a certain number of double stitches, and then you'll do this little loop, which is called a picot, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So let's just do a few more double stitches. So first, the first half, go under, and then pivot and bring it over and through that loop. Pull tighter on the shuttle and keep your left hand looser so that the stitch switches so that's riding on here and the ring The thread that forms the ring on your left hand is the one where you see the loop. Okay, so tighten that right up next to the last double stitch. And now let's finish the second double stitch. So now the shuttle's going the other direction. It's going above the ring and then through the loop. Same thing, pull tighter, and you'll see it kind of jump, and that's when it switches so that the stitches have to be sitting along this strand. So I always double check myself that I have done that correctly, because this should shrink and grow very easily. These stitches have to slide along this shuttle strand in order for this to work. Because if you forget that little last step of flipping the stitch so that it rides on this thread, then you kind of have to start over or undo things. Okay, well, let's do another double stitch. So go under, under, then over and through the big loop. Make it jump so that it goes onto this thread. Tighten gently. So that's the first half. And then go over and under. Okay, loosen the left hand, tighten that, see how it kind of jumped? There you go. That's the third stitch. I'm going to do one more. So under, under, and then over and through the loop. Make sure it jumps. Tighten up next. That's the half of the fourth one. And then the second half is over and through the loop. So here the loop is still on the ring, but I need it to be on the shuttle thread. So loosen. And there it popped. Okay. And there's 4 double stitches. So this is how you do these little loops that are called picots. So all it is leaving some extra space between the next double stitch. And then when you push the 2 double stitches together, you'll have this little extra loop. So same first half of double stitch, exactly like we've been doing. Under, under, over through the loop. Make sure it pops. Okay, so here, before you tighten it all the way, you let it loop like this. And you kind of use your left hand to keep part of it up. So the way I do it is that I eyeball how tall I want that little picot to be, and I bunch it up against the last double stitch and I hold it firm until I can complete the second half of the double stitch and lock in that picot. So that's the second half. Tighten it up next to the first half. Make sure it's cleanly sticking out, and there's my little lace loop right there. So that's one way of doing that. So let me do a few more double stitches. So under, under, over, let it pop. First half, second half, over. Okay. Change tension there, it popped. That's 2 double stitches right after the picot. I'm going to do 2 more so that we have the symmetric look to this ring. So under, under, over and through. Make sure it pops. First half, second half, over, pops. Okay, one more. Under, under, pops, over, through, and it'll pop. Okay. So the other way that you can do the picot, it's kind of up to you what you're more comfortable with. I'm releasing a little more thread from my shuttle, is you do the first half, and instead of scrunching it up, you can leave a certain amount of space. And then you have to hold on to it. And then do the second half of that double stitch to lock it in. And that amount of space will then create, once you bunch it up, will create another little loop like that. So let me finish a few more double stitches and then I'll show you how to finish up this ring. So that's a second double stitch. Third, I'll just do one more. And I'm always watching to make sure it does that yarn swap and pops, because if at any point you can't pull on this and shorten or make the ring big and little, then you're kind of in trouble. So I'm going to finish off the ring just with these double stitches. So how you close a ring is simply this. You just use your shuttle thread and gently pull it tight. So you want to pull it tight so that there's no gap in the middle. So see, there's still a gap. I'm going to pull it a tiny bit tighter. But you don't want to pull it so tight that these stitches are all bunched up together and the ring becomes kind of wrinkled or wavy. Okay, so there's one ring. So now how do you do the next ring? You just do it right up against the first one. So now I hold this with my thumb and index, wrap the yarn around and pinch just like I did the first time. So I'm making sure I'm pinching things right up close to where the last one ended. And then same thing, double stitch. So under, under, over, make sure it pops. And then that first one is the one that you make sure I do a little wiggling around, make sure it's tight. So it's right up against where the last ring ended. And if I hold that firmly in place, and then I do my double stitch to the second half. Okay, and then I tighten that up against the first half, then I've kind of locked it in place and I like how that looks. I did it right up against the other one. So I won't have, I'll have this nice little close ring to ring spacing. And then you just keep going. You do your next ring in the same way. So I'll do 4 double stitches. That's number 3. And here's number 4. Because the other part of making this sort of motif is that now you have, I did one ring. It's not exactly the same as this. It's a little smaller. But here, I'm going to join these 2 rings together, which is what is happening right here. It's a little hard to see, but these are joins. So that's what keeps these rings lined up together like this. So it's how to make these tatted motifs. So on this last ring, it was a picot and then 4 double stitches. So on the next ring, it's most often the same number of double stitches, and then you're going to join the 2 rings so they sit up close to each other to form your motif. So that's why there's a pick at the end of your shuttle. Some shuttles don't have it, but this one does. So here's how you do it. You line up the thread on your fingers, and you have to make sure you have some slack. It can't be too tight. And you put the picot right on top. And then using this pick, grab the thread up like that, and then push your shuttle through. And that's how you join. So now this thread is actually sitting wrapped around the ring, and double check that things are still moving, right? And here you've joined the first and second ring. So you just keep going, do however many other double stitches. So I'll do 2, 3, 4, and every once in a while I'll double check that things are still moving. I'll do a little picot. I like that height. Okay, lock it in with the second half. And then I'll do, make that 2, 3, 4. So it matches the first ring. So another big thing to remember is to never close your ring until you've double checked that's it. It's exactly what you want. Because sometimes if you're in a hurry, you might close the ring too soon and it's really hard to undo it. So always kind of look and make sure you have the right number of double stitches and picots before you actually close it. So that's good here. So now I'm going to close it. So gently pull so that the base is closed up, but not so tight that the stitches get scrunched together. And there are two tatted rings that are joined together and closed nicely. And that's the basics of tatting. So here is the tricky part, is when you have 4 rings completed and you're on your 5th ring, and now you need to join this whole thing into a circle to complete the motif. I've already joined this 5th ring to the 4th ring using that picot, and now I'm ready to do a join that completes the circle. So I need to join to this first ring, the first picot, that first ring. So it's a little tricky, but here is how you do it. So basically you take it off your hands and then you fold back the ring like this. And so that's the very first ring, and that's where I need to join to. So I'm going to kind of line it up. This is the ring I was just working on, and now I need it to line up with that picot. So kind of have to hold everything in place and get the string, and this is the ring thread. So the top part of that is going to sit right on top of the picot, the picot that you're joining to. And then you need a crochet hook. And you're going to come from underneath and go through the picot that you're joining with and grab the yarn from the top. So see how I'm grabbing it from the top and bring it out. So here's part of the trickiness, is that this thread likes to twist. But see, I pulled the loop through and I haven't let it twist. Now I'm going to hold it open with my finger and remove the crochet hook, because now my shuttle needs to go straight through front to back, that loop that I just created, and I did not allow that loop to get twisted. Okay, so gently pull that through, and now you got to go find your tatting ring again. So pull that gently. You need to get it back on your left hand, so gently reposition. So that's where the join happened. And so now the motif is kind of folded back like that still. And now I do the last set of double stitches. So in this case, there's 3 to do. So that's 1, 2. Let me do number 3. Just double check that everything is the right number. Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to close this last ring. Just like I did all the others. Okay, and there you go. It is attached, properly joined to the first ring right there. And that all looks great.